If you are neurodivergent in any way like I am, I have ADHD, and you love to read, you can even get hyper focused on reading, but you struggle so much with that attention span piece, or feeling like just sitting there reading a book isn't giving you enough, an Audible isn't enough, a Kindle isn't enough. There's just something about reading that just isn't giving you enough. I think I may have cracked the code. I like to have a physical book. One, I get that feeling of holding something. I get to feel it in my hands. I get to smell the books. I love a new book smell, okay? The smell of a brand new book, chef's kiss. And then I get to also have the texture of turning the pages. But also, I do struggle with the fact that I'm sitting here reading, and after about a few paragraphs, few pages, few chapters even, I am suddenly drifting off into something else that's going on in my brain. But the second part that I did not think I was ever going to like is Audible. No, this isn't sponsored. Audible doesn't know who I am. They probably never will, and that's perfectly fine. Or just being able to listen to a book, whether that be listen to a book on tape, whether that be you get it through your library, whatever the case may be, you listen to it at the same time that you're following along, reading your physical book. Because now, not only are my vision senses being applied, my physical senses being applied, now my auditory senses are being applied as well. I would average in a month anywhere from 1 to 4 books a month on average. Since doing this, where I have the book, the physical book that I'm following along with, while also being able to hear it, I find that if my eyes suddenly start gazing away from the page, I still have the input though of it coming from my ear. Or if suddenly I can't listen to it anymore because I have my own movie and own idea of what's going on in the story going on in my head, so my auditory is now closed off, I still have the ability to have the physical book there in front of me. We are already a little over halfway through August, and I have already read 11 books, and I am working on my 12th book. Now, of course, I do work a full-time job. I work a couple part-time jobs. I have kids. I have dogs. I have all of the above. But whenever I do get those little off chances where I finally get to sit and read, you know, maybe an hour or two after the kids go to bed, instead of only reading 5 chapters because I have to keep going back to read, or I have to rewind the Audible to listen to what it's saying, I find I can stay more focused because all of my senses are starting to be met. So I don't know who here is also neurodivergent and loves to read, but if you haven't tried that, 20 out of 10 recommend.